Hello, Blissful Body community. Welcome back. I'm Karen Gottlieb, coming to you from my Pilates practice right in the heart of Silicon Valley. I've worked with countless tech professionals, and one of the most common issues they face is, you guessed it, bad desk posture. Today, I'm thrilled to share my ultimate desk posture workout with you. These 6 stretches and exercises are especially designed for those long hours spent at your desk, helping you replace stiffness with energy and focus. Are you ready to conquer your tech neck and improve your desk posture? Clear a little space and let's dive right in. Okay, so one of the first things we want to do to get rid of our tech neck is open up our chest. So we're going to grab either maybe a small yoga ball like this, or we could use a roller, or you could use couch cushions, you could use your bed. I can describe how to do that for you. But the idea is you put something right between the shoulder blades, right behind your back here. You want to support your neck, so make sure that you link your fingers together like this behind your head. Then you're gonna lean back, really open the elbows, good, and let your chest open. So just gonna breathe into your chest, into the back ribs here, and just breathe, inhale, and exhale. Just pull the elbows open. Good, I'll show you how it looks with the roller really quickly. So if you have a roller here, you put it behind you, right? Just maybe just right under your shoulder blades. Good. You can pick where you like it to be. Be sure that's in a place that's comfortable for your neck. You're gonna open up the elbows, open up the chest. So this would be if I was really relaxing, it would look like this, but I'm gonna really forcefully pull my elbows back. Good, and then just hold this and breathe for about a good 4 breaths. Breathe in and count to 3 or 4, and breathe out. Try to take long breaths. Breathe in through the nose, right? Out through the mouth, or out through the nose if you prefer, right? Inhale, exhale. A nice thing to do once you're here, you could also use just, a pillow back behind you, fold it up, or roll up a towel. Towels work great. You're gonna inhale, and then as you exhale, you're gonna pull your elbows forward a little bit. Try to push your armpits down to the floor, or think of pulling them to your waist, and drop your chest in and just curl up a little bit. And then we're gonna go all the way back. Inhale, open those elbows, and then exhale, curl up and forward. And this will open up fascia in your back here that gets really pulled tight when we're sitting at a desk. So you reach and open the elbows, breathe in. And then exhale, curl up and forward, pull the elbows forward, push the armpits down, and then think of the sternum, the breastbone, just sinking down, right? So that you have all this space in your neck. We get crunched like this during the day, and the goal is to be here, pushing the armpits down and taking any stress out of the neck. And then go all the way back, and then just hold it again. Inhale, exhale. Pull the elbows back, right? And then let the chest open. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale. Exhale. And then just 4 times, you're gonna inhale. Good. Exhale. Curl up and forward, pushing your armpits down, dropping your chest. Good. And then inhale all the way back. Exhale. Curl up and forward. 2 more. Inhale all the way back. Exhale, curl up and forward. Inhale all the way back. Exhale, curl up and forward. So during the day, as our shoulders get turned in and our chest sinks, it starts to tighten our ribs and our arms, okay? It makes it hard for us to start lifting our arm over our head. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna lie on a roller. You again could get the couch cushions down onto the floor. That would be good. You could also do this on your bed if you just lie on your bed with your head at the edge of your bed, and then bring your arms back so that they have some space to stretch into. But if you just lie here, reach your arms over your head, right? And just see if you can touch the floor. A lot of times people will just be in here, maybe. Just be wherever you're at, right? If you can stretch and touch the floor, that's great. And just hang out here. Really stretch your arms straight, A lot of times we get bent arms during the day, right? So we wanna try to just straighten the arms and then open up all the muscles in here again and everything in between the ribs here, and just breathe into your ribs, inhale. And there's muscles in between your ribs, and just think of opening and closing them like an accordion, and inhale and exhale. You can grab your right wrist with your left hand here too, and then you can add a little pressure to bring the arm down a little bit, get it even more stretch. And then you can kind of lean away, right? So that you get a little bit of a side stretch here. And then just breathe into that side of the ribs, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And then we'll switch. You can grab the other wrist, lean a little bit away, good, and then breathe into the sides, inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Good. If you've got a roller here and you're down on the floor, you can reach back, and you can even make a big, huge circle around and down. Good, and then you can bring your arms up and over and around and down. Then you can reverse that, go up. Good. As you're doing this, think of dropping the chest, keeping the ribs in, and also keeping the lower abs in and up, right? So make sure you're not arching here, but keeping the back into the roller, right? And then just go as far as you can take the arms with those abs engaged at the same time. Up and then back and forward and down. You could even just hang out here with your arms out to the side for a little while if all of that seems like a little bit too hard, right? As the first time you do it. Take some deep breaths, good, and then just let everything open here. The next thing we're gonna work on is opening up the crease of your hip, because as you sit during the day, it's very closed off and we get tight in the quads and we get pulled in the lower back, right? So to be able to stand up tall, we don't just need our chest to be open, but we need to kind of open up the hips in the front too. So we're gonna take the roller or a pillow or blocks. You could get whatever you've got around the house, towels, just stack them up so we can bring the hips up off the floor a little bit. You wanna tuck the tailbone in a little bit. You just wanna make sure you're not arching the back, right? At first you can just bring the knees in and get a little stretch for your lower back here. And just breathe into your back as much as possible. Try to open up those back ribs. Like you can think of like a balloon back here that you're opening, or the accordion effect, right? And then we're gonna take the right leg and we're gonna stretch it all the way out and just let it hang there. You could also do this on your bed. If you just put your hips on the edge of the bed and let them hang over the edge, that's a really good way to open up your hip flexors here too. There's a muscle called the psoas muscle that runs from the lower back, L5, and it runs through your hip and then attaches at your femur. And it's one that gets caught up a lot because it's from the lower back and it snakes through all the way. Right? And what we're gonna do to open up the psoas a little bit more and release it is we're gonna bend the knee in, and you're gonna take your hand and you're gonna put your fingers on the inside of your hip bone here, right on the inside. Find any place that's tender, give it a little pressure, and then slowly stretch your leg out. Just do it nice and slow. Good, and then reach it out, and then let go. You'll make sure you let go, and then bring the leg back in. Then try to find that little spot again, or find a different spot, and then slide the leg out, opening up the crease of the hip there. You might feel something in the knee. Sometimes I feel like my knee opens as well. Then let it go. Good, bring it back up. Good, push on the inside of the hip. Just find anything that feels tight in there, or maybe it doesn't feel so tight, but just put a little pressure as you slide your leg out. Good, and then release it. Okay, and then we'll switch to the other side. So we're gonna bring this hand, push on the inside of the hip bone, okay, and the psoas runs through there. So we're just trying to like put a little pressure on it. Good, stretch it out. Good, and ease any kind of tightness that might get in there. Let go of it. Again, then bring the knee in, and then put a little pressure on the inside of that hip bone, right? And then stretch the leg out straight. Just let it go where it wants to go. It doesn't have to touch the floor. Right, keep the stomach pulled in and up. You don't want to arch your back. You can see this hip's tighter, right? Because I can't get the foot down to the floor as easily, right? And then I'm gonna release it. There, my knee pops. Good, and then I'm gonna push on the inside, right, of my hip bone again. Try to open up that psoas, just try to put a little pressure on it. Try to get it to relax a little bit and stretch out. Lower stomach stays in and up. Good, and stretch that out, opening up the crease of the hip. And then you can go back to the other side again, stretch it out. Good, think of opening the back of the knee. Good, lifting the thigh off the kneecap and just trying to open up the right in here. And you can just pat it a little bit too. This is really good. Some vibration is good for the fascia, right? The connective tissue around your muscles. Good, see if that helps release it a little bit. And then we'll switch sides, stretch it out. Try to open up the back of the knee as much as you can. Then just pat your leg a little bit, see if that helps make it feel better, right? Good. And then we'll bring the knees back in. Make sure you kind of round the lower back here, pull the lower stomach in and up, and then just gently slide the roller out from here. Good, and see how your hips are feeling. They should feel nice and a little bit more open after that, and your lower back should feel good too. Okay, so now that we've opened up some muscles that were tight, we're gonna work the opposing muscles to make sure we can keep our new flexibility, okay? So the first thing we're gonna do is go back to the shoulders, okay? And we're gonna work the external rotators. So that's the infraspinatus and the teres minor. And this is my new favorite way to do this. We're just gonna go into a child's pose first, which this is like most people like child's pose, right? And can find a child's pose here. I can also show you how to do this without having to go into a deep knee bend like this, okay? So it's for everyone still. Okay, and then what we're gonna do is bring your hands together like you're just making a triangle here. And the elbows are out away from you a little bit. Your chest is a little bit forward, and all you're gonna do is pull your hands apart and then bring them back together. And then pull them apart and bring them back together. And drop your shoulders down. Try to think of pulling the armpits to the waist as you do this. And then as you get really good at it, you can bring the elbows a little further away, and then you'll see it's harder for me to bring my hands apart. But I just continue to work on it, right? And it gets bigger and bigger here. Good, and then just open and close. It's just really nice and simple. If you wanted to make it harder or more intense, you could get like TheraBands and wrap them around your arms to add a little more pressure. You could hold weights too as well, maybe some little weights, like some 1 or 2 pound weights, or if you wanted to do heavier, that'd be fine too, as long as you're being safe with your body. But even just this, just turning those muscles back on, waking them up, really helps. And then go back into your child's pose, and you should feel like your armpits open up a little bit more and you're deeper into your child's pose there. Take a few breaths into your back. And then roll up and see how your shoulders feel. Hopefully they feel more open and alive. Okay, now that we've opened up the crease of your hip a little bit and opened up the quads, we're gonna work the hamstrings and the glutes a little bit. So when you stand up, you can keep all the flexibility in your hips that you gained, right? So we're gonna turn on the back of the leg. And first thing we're gonna do is bring your hip bones right to the roller here, right? And if you don't have a roller, you could again use like a rolled up towel or pillows for this, yoga blocks, anything that kind of brings you away from the floor a little bit. You could even do this like again on your bed with something under if you want to feel like it's softer. And then we're gonna just lift one foot away from the floor and kind of lean over onto this hip a little bit. And you're just gonna turn like a windshield wiper your leg in and out, just to kind of shear over your hip a little bit. Just trying to open it up a little bit more, right? And then just do that a few times on the other side. So you're gonna bend the knee, lean over towards it, just make a little windshield wiper motion with your leg there, just to open up the hip a little bit. Good, and we wanna be on the hip bones here with this one as comfortable as you can find a place. Your belly button is off the roller a little bit. You're gonna pull the stomach in and up, right? So you wanna think of a little bit of a tuck here, keeping the lower back long. Just wanna make sure you're not sinking and arching the lower back. This is wrong. This is better, right? I tend to have an archy lower back. So when I'm When I'm tucked, I still look like I'm a little bit curved, just so that you can tell with your own body what might be going on with you. Okay, so what we're gonna do is bend the knees, bring the heels together, toes apart. You're gonna pull the belly button in. I'm gonna keep as tucked as I can for myself, and then just lift the knees away from the floor. And you wanna feel the hamstring, right? And the smile line of your glutes, like you're making a happy face under here, right? And then lower it down, inhale, and then exhale, lift it up. Inhale down, exhale. Now think of pulling the heels to the glutes, and like you're trying to touch, try to get as deep a knee bend as you can, like you're squishing something behind your knee, and then lift, right? Inhale, exhale, lift. You could also do this one with your stomach on the floor. I tend to find though that I arch my lower back too much. I like to be up off the floor a little bit like this. Good, so that I'm not arching my lower back and I'm really getting into the hamstrings and the glutes. Let's do about 4 more. Lower stomach, pull the belly button up and in. Think of closing your belly button up away from the floor, keeping those hip bones long, squeezing the knees, like trying to touch your heels to your glutes. If they cramp a little bit, that's okay. If you feel the hamstrings cramping, that's probably a good sign you're using them, right? And then let's go to a parallel position here. And then again, we're gonna lift in the parallel position and then lower down. Lower tummy in and up. 2, good, 3, let's do 8. Good, reach the knees out and pull the heels in, right? Good, whatever it takes to feel the hamstrings and that smile, you like make the glutes smile. Good, let's do 2 more. Good, the other thing here is we can go heels together, toes apart, float it, and then stretch the legs out, and then bend them back in. Reach them out, good, bend them back in. Keep the arms into the sockets here too. Think about your lats being on like you're doing a plank. Right, so don't let your shoulders creep up to your ears, right? Good, and reach out and pull back in, right? Reach out, lower stomach in and up. If you ever feel like your lower back's creeping into it, just take a break and then come back to the exercise. Sometimes just giving yourself a little break and then continuing, feel really good. So then we're gonna sit back into child's pose, whatever feels good here. If you've got a roller, you can use it out in front of you here and get a little extra stretch for your shoulders here. And breathe into your back and exhale. Good. Hopefully you feel like you've turned on the back of those legs and use those glutes. Okay, the next thing we're gonna do is a rear delts exercise and also some extension to lift your chest away from the floor. So we're gonna lie on your stomach for this one, right? You want your legs apart a bit and turn out just a little bit like a ballerina, maybe, toes out, heels in. Keep the lower stomach lifted in and up. So try to tuck your tailbone into the floor a little bit. You can think of trying to hover your abs off the floor. I find it hard to, like, when I first started Pilates, they said to breathe, on your stomach, and I'd always have like a hard time like trying to breathe into my back and lift. Use your abs while you're on your stomach just seemed like a really crazy idea, but just think of trying to hover them off the floor like you're vacuuming them away from the floor. Or you can think of having like a diamond under your belly button that you're trying to vacuum away from the floor here. And we're gonna use the arms out to a T here. And first we'll just keep the chest a little bit lifted away from the floor, and then just lift the arms and then lower down. And the thumbs are up, the palms are out here, right? And we're just lifting up and then lowering down. We wanna get the rear delts here. Okay, so you wanna just lift away and lower down. Think of squeezing your shoulder blades a little bit together to lift the arms away from the floor. And then you can lift the chest even a little bit more. Inhale, and then exhale, lower it all down, right? Inhale, like a bird flying. You can think of a hawk, hawks just hang in the air. Inhale, right? Exhale. Now we're gonna inhale to come up and hold that glide there. Inhale, and then just pulse the arms. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we're gonna do the palms to the ceiling. Pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then you're going to do the thumbs down to the floor and pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then thumbs up. Pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's do it again. Palms forward. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then palms back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Thumbs up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Thumbs down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then release it. Good. And then we'll come up one more time. Inhale. Good. And then exhale, pull your arms back. And then bring them up again to the side, to the T. And then exhale, pull back. Right? Squeeze your armpits to your waist. Try to let your head float out here. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then we'll come all the way down here. We're going to sit back into a child's pose. You're going to round your back here again. Pulling the knees under, scoop your lower tummy in and up. Tuck your tailbone, open up those armpits, and then just breathe into your back. Inhale and exhale. Here's a perfect time too to get another side stretch. Just walk the hands over to the right. Bring your left hand over your right, and then just try to breathe into those left ribs. Good. And then we'll switch other side. Walk your hands over to the left. Bring your right hand over your left hand. Good. And then just breathe into the right side. Inhale. Exhale. And we'll come back to center. Good. Roll yourself up. Good. And hopefully you'll feel like very tall, like your shoulders have been pulled back for you. Great job, everyone. I hope you're feeling more aligned and energized. Remember, integrating these 6 stretches and exercises into your wellness routine can make a world of difference in your desk posture and overall well-being. As always, let's close with some positivity. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and repeat after me. I choose to focus on progress, growth, and transformation. If you enjoyed this video, please support me by giving it a quick like. Again, I'm Karen Gottlieb, founder and host of Blissful Body Journey. Feel free to share your own progress or any questions in the comments below. I love hearing from you all. Thanks for joining me. Until next time, stay blissful, my friends.